Now that we've got our keyhole bed prepped, we're ready to start planting. And one of the things that we're going to plant in our keyhole this year is some sugar snap peas. Sugar snap peas are a legume, and since we have so much carbon material in the ground there, we wanted to plant a legume. This would not be an appropriate location for carrots or some of your taproot vegetables such as carrots and beets and radishes and things like that, because they're going to come into those obstacles as they grow. So we're going to do snap peas in the center and then put some romaine lettuce and some kale around the edges. Now the snap peas that we're growing are going to be quite tall, so we're going to build us a teepee in order to support those peas. We started out by finding some branches that were about 7 to 8 feet long, and we went ahead and cleaned up those branches pretty well. We did leave a few little twigs on each side, and that's just going to help allow those peas to grab hold of those branches better. Once we got our branches cleaned up, we tied 3 of them together, starting out with a timber hitch, and then lashing them and weaving them together, and then finishing that lash with a clove hitch. So we've got those 3 lashed together, and we're going to use 2 more poles. And you can see our rope was about 8 feet long, so we've got a little bit of extra to go ahead and tie in these other branches. So to give our peas a little something else to grow on, we're just going to use some smaller twine and tie it to the top of our teepee up here, and then use that to twine down around a little bit. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect, and this is something that your kids can kind of help you with. But this is just going to give you some horizontal support. So what this will do is give our peas a little bit more horizontal growth space and something else to cling to as they grow up our teepee here. So we've got 2 peas that we're going to plant on our teepee here. One is a purple magnolia tendril pea, and it's actually one of the first purple-shelled snap peas that was developed. And then we also have a golden sweet pea. These are taller peas and definitely need a trellis to grow on. They're going to get anywhere from 6 to 8 feet tall. So we've got quite a structure here that we've built. And I'm going to kind of alternate the purple with the golden pea to hopefully add a nice display here. Now, peas, again, are a fairly good sized seed. You can, obviously they look like peas. They're a little bit dehydrated. So this is the golden sweet pea, and we're just going to put those about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in the soil, and we can push those down with our finger, and we're going to put them about 4 inches apart. So we'll plant a few peas around each pole. So that's our golden sweet pea, and then we'll trade off with the magnolia purple snap pea. And both of these are edible in shell if they're harvested at the right time. And peas are something that you want to plant right now, February through March in Oklahoma. They are a cool season crop, so we want to get those in the ground so that we can harvest them before our temperatures get too warm. So because we have a little bit more planting space, we're going to utilize that by planting some additional cool season crops. We've got some in-red romaine lettuce that'll give us a nice contrast with some red foliage around one side of it. And then the other thing that we have is some dark-arbor kale, and it's a kale that's got really curly leaves, which should make good kale chips because all of those curls in those leaves when they dry will hold the seasoning really well. So we'll have to get Barbara on that, but we're going to go ahead and get these planted today. Lettuce seed is really tiny, so we're just going to scatter this around our planting area. We just want to get some labels on our seeds so we know what's coming up. And then of course we'll water those in. This teepee is a great way to add some vertical height in your vegetable garden.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.